Okay. Dan who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands at my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, but hopefully you already are. Welcome to episode 205. Still insane when I think about it, but today is a topic very close to my heart as I have a whole wall of Spider-Man retro cards. But don't you worry, people, I've got another half a wall that still has a bit of space, so I want some more Spider-Man cards. But they are doing this weird hybrid at the minute. Well, it's not a weird hybrid, I understand. There's a lot of modern characters that wouldn't really make sense to the retro card. So some of the recent Spider-Man card backs have been this new modern design, but I still think there's characters missing on that retro card. So today's main topic is going to be discussing the potential Spider-Man wave of 2025. Now, I always say we're not naive to the rumours and leaks out there. How do you know it wasn't me and Rich that started these rumours? Anyway, we shall discuss. Rich, how you doing?
Yeah, and that leaked list I said to do with displays of powers of X-Men, and they leaked it all. Oh, sorry, Dan. Hello, how you doing? You alright? You alright?
I get so many messages throughout the week going, have you seen the leaks? Have you seen the leaks? Have you seen the leaks? I'm like, no. But today, obviously, we are going to be discussing Spider-Man 2025 leaks. Well, not leaks. We're doing it our way. We like to talk about speculation, but we're not naive to these leaks out there that people are always like in my comments, like, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Like, yes, of course, we've seen what is out there in the world, but that doesn't manipulate what we do here on the channel. You know me, I've never been the guy to like do, here's a leaks video. We leave that to the professionals like Rectangular, right? So I'm still waiting for Rectangular's video to confirm all of these information. But we like to speculate, have some fun, learn something about some characters that you may not have heard of. So that's what we're going to do today. But Rich, how have you been?
I've been doing good, Dan. Been a long week, but nearly the weekend. So yeah, I'm glad. And I've got some new figures. I've got Warlord, Professor Xavier, and I've also got Jean. I am Phoenix. There we go.
Very nice. Yes, Warlord is here. So the question I've started off today's poll with, Rich, so I'm going to ask you the same. The question says, and I've said this in my review as well, so please go and check out my review on the channel of Professor X. It says, what would you have preferred Warlord for Marvel Legends in regards to the colours, right? So gold and purple from the Uncanny X-Men front cover, or the silver and blue from inside the comic, and that's what we actually got on the legend. What would you have preferred, Rich?
I would have preferred purple and gold because that's just from the cover. That's like the most iconic look, I think, for it. And as well, X-Men 97 is the gold and purple as well.
Yeah, so I'll throw up a picture on the screen, but I'm sure people are well aware of what we are referring to. Let me throw it up. And press that. And let me press that. Right, there you go. So that is the Uncanny X-Men 275 front cover. Now, on the front cover, Charles is in the gold and purple. Looks great. That's my mind's eye of this team because of that cover. But if you read the comic, his outfit is different. So I don't know why. Maybe there's a story behind as to why he's a different colour on the front cover. Do you know, Rich? Is there a reason? Was it ever explained? Yeah,
just a colouring error, I think.
Just a colouring issue. So, for whatever reason, we got promised by Hasbro that they were going to complete this front cover. So, I don't think it's wrong of us to expect us to get the purple and gold version because we always thought we were going to complete this front cover. However, we got the blue and silver, which again isn't inaccurate, as here's a picture from like literally one of the first panels in that very book. He's with the Starjammers, who we still need. Who do we need, Rich? Set you up for a Hepzibah then, Rich.
We need
There you go. Thank you
Hepzibah.
very much. There you go.
And we need Raza.
Yeah. I called
Raza?
him Razor. Am I saying it wrong all the time? Is it Razor,
Yeah, no,
Raza?
I think you were right. I'm just being like Titania and the rest of them.
Okay, okay,
Making
fair
up my own sayings now.
Okay, so this Marvel Legend that we have in our hands is not inaccurate by any means. If you open the comic book page, you could argue this is actually more accurate than that one front cover issue. But
Yeah.
still, it's like, is that what people wanted? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's genuinely just going to be different, each to their own. So I've just put the question in the poll because I'm curious, and it's not really lopsided, to be fair. It's 61% with the gold and purple, and 39% with the silver and blue. So yeah, I guess people were leaning more towards that front cover colour palette than the silver. Do you reckon people are telling me in my comments of my review, Rich, that Hasbro are just going to give us a repaint anyway? I don't know if they will so soon. If they are, it'll be years in the future, like surely, right? So
I could see him doing an X-Men 97 one quite quickly because I mean that like if they want to get that wave out quick, he was in that gold and purple for the first part of that. So just put a new head on him and away you go. It's like it's there, it's done. I could see that happening easily.
yeah, go and check out my review. I'll try and do some decent comparisons and show you the reference shots, etc. But that literally came out today in the UK, or no, came out earlier this week in the UK. But remember, in the US, this is a Walmart exclusive. We do not have Walmarts in the UK, and both Venom and Warlord are Walmart exclusives, okay? So they're not exclusive over here in the UK. Go and check out my reviews for them right now. Like Rich, I've got Phoenix. I haven't reviewed her yet, but I think I'm going to. I'm looking forward to this one. I may even compare her to the other green Phoenix that I have. Do you remember where the other green Phoenix is, Rich?
Is she falling down onto the back of your shelf because of her jelly
No, she's
legs?
still in that very rare and expensive 2-pack. So
No, that's Dark Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Ah, come on.
Damn, my bad. No, I've got the green one somewhere. Did you bother with this?
I thought I did, but I don't know what's happening with me lately because I didn't have that Carnage order.
Have you? Yeah, so you still don't have Carnage from last week?
No, because I did not pre-order it. Yeah, apparently I thought I pre-ordered it. Obviously not. I will get it from somewhere.
And you said you're going to go for this as well to complete that team.
Yeah, I want to go with my Valeria and Franklin, so I'll definitely get those.
Yeah, agreed. So these are all out. Everything we're showing now is out in the UK right now. And if you wanted to see the sort of royal couple, then there you go. That is Warlord and Lalandra, and their capes match. Their capes are like a super similar blue. I think they are exactly the same color, to be fair. So they do look good together. So these will be displayed together on my shelf with some of the Imperial Guard. We still need more of the Imperial Guard, of course. I know a lot of people want a new Gladiator. So I think the biggest glaring gap now in our sort of Shi'ar sort of display. Don't get me wrong, there's still lots of characters we need, but I think the biggest gap, going back to that front cover, Rich, is Deathbird. We desperately need a Marvel Legends Deathbird. Have we ever had her in figure form across any Marvel line ever?
Yeah, Toy Biz did. Excuse me, Deathbird in the. I think it was like the Ninja series.
Okay.
I've got a Deathbird. It's on the same body as Wolfsbane for some reason, because like obviously they both got like that kind of look. So it's the Wolfsbane and Deathbird share the same body, but she's got all the armor and then the wings on her as well.
Yeah, and a Legends Deathbird, I think, would be welcomed by the community. I know people are saying that the Lady Psylocke that we recently got, the Lady Mandarin Psylocke we recently got, that has potential parts that could be used for a Deathbird. So I do think we will get her relatively soon. And then, yeah, the front cover, apart from like Savage Land Rogue, is nearly complete. So, yeah, still some good stuff.
Zaladin, Lorna Dane's evil
in the top
sister,
corner.
Zaladin.
Yeah, basically Deathbird, Zaladane, and the Savage Land Rogue are the three figures from that front cover we don't have any representation for in Marvel Legends form. So Rogue is down there, Zaladane up there above Banshee, and then over in the other corner, you've got Lalandra's sister, who they are trying to overthrow in this comic run. It is Deathbird, of course, with Gladiator.
It's because Hasbro hate women. Abolish the patriarchy! Come on!
Yes, come on. We need them. We need them. We need to make them happen. Let's create some more serial killers with these female action figures. No, let's not do that, all right? That's just a Todd McFarlane joke. Okay, let's talk about this week's pre-order, Rich. Uh-oh.
Put the scissors down, sorry.
That's what happened to Rogue. I've been wondering where she went. Right, this week's pre-order, Rich, is the Outriders 2-pack. Now, this went up on Pulse and other places, I'm sure. But the price was like 60 odd quid though, right?
Well, I had no interest before, and at $60, I have no even more less interest. I will be skipping along and not getting these.
Yeah, the price stings. I'm not going to lie to you. I assume it's because it's a new mold, new tool.
I've already fucked up this Phoenix.
What
I don't know what I've done. I think I put the base on the wrong way, and now I can't get the other bit off.
This is why you should do it while you're live on YouTube, Rich. You need to concentrate.
I need an instruction booklet. This is complicated.
I'll do my review soon. To be fair, the Americans have had that for a while, so I'm sure there are some out there. But the Outriders 2-pack is up for pre-order right now. Again, the price does sting. I'm just assuming it's because it's new tooling. I don't know. Not trying to justify the price by any means. I'm just trying to understand it. It's annoying though, because I did want to buy several of these to create like a tiny little army to sort of stand with my Black Order on the shelf and with Thanos. I'd love to create a little villains cube from like this sort of Infinity War Endgame sort of era. So obviously I need some of these. I still want some Marvel Legends Chitauri as well. I'm hoping if this 2-pack does well, it does encourage Hasbro to give us a Chitauri 2-pack, who were the sort of fodder villains of the very first Avengers film way back in 2012. So I think they're justifiable to be made in plastic as well. But yeah, the Outrider 2-pack is up right now. Again, the price does sting. That Captain America is terrible as well, by the way, but it's the accurate one they've got so far. Yeah, I think I pre-ordered 2. Again, it did sting to press that order button on the price, but they're new characters, and I'm a sucker for MCU villains because there's still a few gaps in the collection. Justin Collects says the Outriders price is almost as confusing as calling soccer football. Don't start me off, Justin. I'm live on YouTube, but we don't acknowledge the word soccer around here, all right? But yeah, here we have the Outriders. They are up for pre-order right now if you want them. And you've seen that I was just on Pulse. Pulse have put a landing page up with some more details for Hasbro PulseCon. So we already knew it was going to be Friday the 13th of September. But now we know the date, the time, sorry. The time is 6 p.m. UK time. So me and Rich are thinking if this stream is a couple of hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours, we should be able to move our stream that week and do an instant recap for PulseCon. So that week, PulseCon, we will go live after the fact to recap the Marvel Legend reveals. Again, we will do a sort of prediction stream on a Legends and Liquor coming up, I'm sure, but I'm still thinking it has to be Secret Wars, Rich. You're on the same page too, right?
It's got to be Secret Wars. It's got to be.
It's the last big opportunity. Like, I know there's still a few little Comic Cons throughout the year, but I think this is a big stage for them to put out a bit like Secret Wars. This is the time. This is the time. So there you go. 6 p.m. for us in the UK at least. Work out the math if you're in the US, or just go to Hasbro Pulse as it's on there right now. Yeah, I can't be asked to do the maths right now.
I can't make a Phoenix base, so I got no chance for that.
Look, let's just spend the next 10 minutes helping Rich figure this out.
Complete it by the end of the stream.
Show us what's going on here. Look, let's try and help you out.
So I've ripped it off because I did it wrong. I put that piece on.
So that piece comes separately. That flat piece comes separately.
So these all come separately. So what I did first of all was I put this onto there because I thought it thing, but then it clicked into place and I couldn't get this bit in. So now I've pulled it all apart and I'm trying again by doing this bit first.
Yeah, doesn't that bit go in that bit? Yeah.
There's like a hole in there. And then I think that...
Yeah, so those two clip together before the base.
That's for Jean's foot. That's for Jean's foot, I'm guessing. Oh, do you know what? This is fucking complicated.
No pressure, Rich. You've only got 141 people watching you right now.
Send tips, please.
Has anyone got Phoenix so far? I do have Phoenix, but I don't want to open it until my review.
Is there a manual? They should have come with a manual.
I'm going to save open. I genuinely do save opening my figures until I have them on the review table to try and just give you my first thoughts. So I will save that till then. I'll try and get her reviewed this weekend, actually, because I want to get her... That display piece is like a centerpiece for an X-Men shelf. So, yeah, I do want to open her up and get her on the display and replace the old one. Because the old one I do have... I'm going to knock down so many figures grabbing this now. Oh, yeah, there they all went. They all fell. But there you go. That's the old one. The old base. So this is a massive upgrade already in comparison. So Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's the old Dark Phoenix.
There we go.
Oh, it makes sound effects as well. Let's hear that again.
Oh,
nice.
I am the Phoenix.
Nice. I didn't realise it did special sound effects. I like it. I like it. I look
All
forward
right, Dadu. Let me go. Pooh Crew member for 2025.
Yes.
The Phoenix.
Phoenix. Don't tempt them, Rich. Don't tempt them. Okay. I made a mess, which is fine. That's fine.
Where does the Phoenix go?
I'm having more fun. This stream, I'm just renaming this stream to Let's Watch Rich Build the Phoenix.
This is fucking ridiculous. What? Where the fuck? What? I don't understand.
It is a stand, you're right, yep.
Well, there's nowhere to put it. Where does the Phoenix go? Any clues? Top, middle, bottom? Where am I going? Where am I going with this?
I have no idea. I've not watched any reviews. I haven't opened it. I don't have a clue.
I wish I'd watched a review now. Where's that? MCU Collector? Does MCU Collector make it?
I don't know. Brian, have you done a review? We need your help. Queen Comics says, I have the Phoenix on order for the comic shop. Should be getting them soon.
Right, hang on. Let me get G now and work where she goes, and then I can work out where the
Okay.
Phoenix goes.
It slides in behind one of the flames, says Jamie.
I've heard that before, Jamie. But is that the foot?
Between the fork line flames. Jay says this is an instant classic. This is why Rich doesn't have a channel doing reviews, people, because it would just be him being confused.
It'd be 10 hours of me trying to like put it together.
Money in the bank.
Just the tail move.
Hang on,
then.
St. James has done a super chat. Friday could
St.
talk,
James
hopefully.
donated
Yes, she's talking.
$5.
Beautiful.
It took me a while to get it as well, Rich. Hang in there.
Thank you very much. Nice to hear Friday's voice. I haven't even done the housekeeping today, have I? I can reply to super chats now. Let's try this. Thank you, James. Thank you. I think that's a new feature right there. So thank you very much, James, for the super chat. He says, hang in there, Rich. It took him a while too, so you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Right, I'll do housekeeping, and then I promise we're getting to Spider-Man, all right? So stick with me for a second as we are getting straight in to Spider-Man 2025. Just let me go through the housekeeping. This could be someone's first ever live stream, so they just need to know the rigmarole, all right? Go and check out all the long-form content on the channel. Shout out Mike Hex with the perfect timing, as always. I don't know how he does that, but he's perfect timing. Right, go and check out all the long form content on the channel. It is a Legends and Liquor weekend, all right? That's what I'm putting out there. So if you want to be on Legends and Liquor this weekend, please hit me up straight after this show. Don't wait until Sunday when I'm rushing to make dinner before the stream starts. Message me today or tomorrow, not Sunday, all right? Legends and Liquor this weekend, which will be Sunday, the 1st of September, okay? Let's kick off the month with a Legends and Liquor. Joe's and Juice and Turtles and Tea will be back one day. I'm sorry. I don't know when. The schedule's so tight. It's Friday, as St. James has already showed us, is working. Anything over £4 or $4 is greatly appreciated. Friday also reads out your super chat. Interrupt the show for the right reasons. Support the channel. I appreciate it. You want to take it one step further? Hit that join button. What are the benefits of hitting that join button, I hear you say? Well, you get to become a part of the channel. It is quite simple. Hit that join button and you can literally be on the stream tonight, as the Who Crew Deluxe every single week is an after show where we continue the conversation for like an extra half an hour, 45 minutes, who knows how long, but come and get involved with the conversation. Everybody who is a Who Crew Deluxe member can join the after show. You can watch it, you can be a guest, interact anywhere you want. Again, support the channel, be on the channel. So simple. Let's get back into Rich for a quick update on his Phoenix building. How
I
you going,
can't
Rich?
fit a leg. I don't know what's happening. The leg doesn't go in. Like, I don't know. Like, it seems to be that's the back. So then this should go in there somewhere?
Yeah, through the fork. They said through the fork flames.
Through that, is it?
Kurt K says, fire in the hole. Thank you very much, Kurt K. Sending you good health as always, my friend. Mike Heck says, we need another Venom retro card. 2 is not enough. Okay, fine. Just Eddie, just Brock, and maybe an epic Bradley Venom head with Chameleon.
Oh, but I've done it. I think I've done it.
Have you done it? Oh, hang on. Sorry, Mike. With breaking news, Rich has completed. There you go. Show it off, Rich. The people have been waiting. We've got 160 people now waiting for you to build this Phoenix.
Got the
I think
money
the
in the
Phoenix is the wrong way. I think
Oh,
the
for God's
head
sake.
is back
Right.
to front. I think it's the wrong
Ashaholic
Hang
way.
on, Ashaholic
around.
with a
6
super chat,
Canadian
Rich.
dollars and 99 cents.
Thank you, Ash.
It's got to be easier than adding Nova to Galacticus's hand.
Ashaholic says it's got to be easier than adding Nova to Galactus's hand. To be fair, I definitely have not followed the rules to attach the figures to Galactus's hand. They are behind me, and they're definitely wrong. Like, but yes,
Is
not
that wonky?
not
Is it
straightforward.
wonky Phoenix bird? There you go. There you go. There you
Looks
go.
great.
That's
Looks
that's
great.
good.
Well done, bravo! Round of applause for
I
Rich.
feel like this could be an event on Gladiators this year.
Rich's unboxing segment of the Phoenix would have only been 10 minutes so far. That's fine.
I don't get how the foot fits in because have I got to put it like pointy first to go in?
Isn't there like a little foot hole with a peg or something like that?
No, it's like a deep hole, Dan.
Deep hole, Rich. Usually something you'd like the sound of.
Oh dear God.
And gone back to Mike. He says, but who does Guy got to talk to get a Marvel Legends, Marvel Heroes card Venom? Shout out Mike Hex, who, if you couldn't tell, obviously loves Venom. We do have a couple of Venom on the retro card, but back in the day, there was an unmasked version of Venom to show off the Eddie Brock head. So maybe another one in the future for Mike Hex. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. But thank you very much for the super chats, both Ashaholic and Mike Hex. Right.
I don't like my head.
Let's get into
Let's
Spider-Man, Rich. I think that's what the people are here for, all right? 170 people are here joining us on a Thursday afternoon. Welcome. Let's discuss the Spider-Man wave of 2025. Now, a little disclaimer. These are just 10 picks that me and Rich think are fun conversations. No, we're not saying they are our 10 most wants. They are not saying any of these figures are going to get made. This is just us doing what we do, speculating, having a conversation about characters.
But about half of these haven't been on the leak list, so hooray for us! Hooray, Dan!
Yes, now, obviously, on the front of this image here, you will see the 2 teases that were officially given to us by Hasbro. Wow done, Richie has completed the Phoenix. Looks beautiful.
She's Phoenix, Dan. She's Phoenix.
That was worth the effort. It does look great. It genuinely is a nice upgrade to... Again, yours... Hang on, I dropped mine. Hold yours up. Let's do a quick side-by-side before we get into Spider-Man. That's the old one with the new Phoenix. Yeah, yours looks better. Easy.
I've heard that before.
Easy. Look how bigger and girthier and longer Rich's is compared to mine. Look at that. Yeah, okay, so you win, Rich. You win that one. Remind me not to compare anymore, all right? It's not good for the old self-esteem. Right, so on the front of this, you will see the actual official teasers that Hasbro have given us. They gave us these at Comic-Con. They're just like grey renders, but they are pretty easy to sort of break down. I think the community got them very quickly. So we're all assuming that these are going to be a part of another carded Spider-Man wave. Now, I know a lot of people were curious, will we ever get a Build-A-Figure Spider-Man wave? But I do think moving forward, when they prefer the sort of card backs. Now, again, I don't know the reasoning why from their perspective, but there are pros and cons from the community perspective as well. Some people very much like the card backs for the mint on card collectors especially, but then other people miss the opportunity to have an extra figure and being rewarded for completing a wave, for example. That was the whole incentive of a Build-A-Figure. You felt value, you felt like you were being rewarded for completing a wave. So some people do miss the Build-A-Figure. I'm a sucker for the retro cards, absolutely, but I would also like, if there was the right opportunity to do a decent Build-A-Figure, there's still plenty of bigger Spider-Man characters we could have in figure form. So are we safe to predict, Rich, that we think it's going to be another sort of half and half card wave, half retro and half modern or something along those lines?
Yeah, if it's not a bath wave, then I think it's definitely going to be like last time. So it was, we had 3 retros and 3 modern day Spider-Man card backs.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be the same as that. But then the Spider-Verse wave that just came out, that went to 7 figures again.
Yeah.
So we might get a 7-figure wave with like, I don't know, with split, like either 4 retros and 3 modern or 4 modern and 3 retros. But I do think there's going to be a mix of both. Unless there is a Build-A-Figure, then of course it will be Rhino, wouldn't it? That's what we would get. Not Rhino, Hippo.
Oh, yes.
Hippo,
There you
Dan.
go. Yes, that's the correct answer. That's the correct answer. We do have Rhino on a retro card. He's already on my wall. But yeah, so the characters...
Don't have Sonyverse Rhino, though.
Definitely not. We don't.
Could we come in?
We try not to talk about the Sonyverse, but she stares at me every single week, reminding me of its existence.
It's like watching the film. That's the acting level. It's like cow. It's like she's.
As soon as it comes on Netflix, I will watch it. I promise you, but it's not there yet. Right, let's get into this. All right, so let's speculate away on what could potentially be in a Spider-Man Wave 2024. So again, a mix of modern, a mix of new, maybe. Let's old and new, maybe. Let's see. So let's start off with these teasers, okay? So the trainer tease, which we all safely assume, is Spider-Boy. And Rich, you've explained to me that this is like a sidekick, but an alternate reality version, right?
No, he is this reality. So he's Bailey Briggs, and basically the Inheritors did stuff to the Marvel Universe and made people forget about certain spider totems. So he's kind of like the lost sidekick of Spider-Man. So he is in continuity in the 616, but they kind of like made Spider-Man forget, and then there's this whole thing with like all these like he was like mutated and stuff like that. But yeah, he is in the 616. He's got his own series now, and he is the kid sidekick of Peter Parker.
Very nice. So is that like his mutated head that you've got there as an interchangeable expression?
Yeah, that's his, and then that's his like normal kid head. I think these Humberto Ramos did the designs for this one, and then Dan Slott I think has written most of his appearances. But yeah, really like he's got a good look. I don't know if the story is that great. I'm sure Mike Hex will be allowed to say it's terrible, but he's got. I think it's got a good look, and it's like. I mean, Batman's got sidekicks. Everyone's got sidekicks. Why not give Spider-Man an actual kid sidekick in Bailey? So he is much smaller. Like if they do it accurately, he would be like a much smaller figure as well.
Team book type thing. Yeah, I think we do need like an updated pinless team book as well. So it'd be a good opportunity for them to do one. Obviously, the trainers there are what that original tease was. If we jump back to that tease that we got at San Diego Comic-Con, the design is very clearly the same as Spider-Boy. This is also appearing on those rumored lists out there on the internet. So I think we can all safely assume Spider-Boy is a given for early 2025. Whether they will be as generous enough to give us 2 interchangeable heads is probably unlikely. But considering it's Spider-Man, we'll probably get some interchangeable hands. I would take an unmasked head at least. And yeah, it makes more sense for this to be on the modern card as well than the retro card. So yeah, that makes complete sense. And I think this is what we're going to see. This Spider-Boy on this card back early 2025, all right? You heard it here last, because everyone else has already talked about it. But anyway, let's get into the retro stuff. Now, this makes more sense for it to be on a retro card, as Spider-Man Unlimited was supposed to sort of be the carry-on of the actual Spider-Man animated show, right?
Yeah. But the thing with Spider-Man Unlimited is that it had its own look, its own, like, your logo, everything was different. So I don't know if they would do, like, a unique card back for that, because Spider-Man Unlimited never had a toy line. This costume has kind of appeared in the kids' line in, like, as, like, diver suits and things like that, but they've never done a full-on Spider-Man Unlimited. So it would be great to get this figure. I think Jada Toys did like the nano figures. Yeah. They did the Spider-Man Unlimited in that. So obviously it can be used out there. I think it appeared in the movie as like a little across the Spider-Verse, like a little cameo like suit in the background.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So this would be a great one to have, I think, for fans of the 90s animated TV show. And yeah, what we said as well in the beginning about we didn't go off the leak list. To be fair, this one we did change, but we changed it after those leaks came out because we never thought, not the leaks, the hints came out, because we never thought a Spider-Man Unlimited figure would have been in this. We did originally have Battle Damaged as Spider-Man in it, who is on the leak list, but we substituted him with this one because we thought, well, this one's definitely coming anyway. So yeah, that's why this one is you, because he fits that arm piece with the spider gauntlet.
If we zoom in,
other ones with that one.
If we zoom in, his unique character trait is the sort of spider gauntlet that he has on the forearm, and again, that matches up with one of the leaks that we got at San Diego Comic-Con from the Hasbro team. So again, I think these two picks are very clear and obvious. We are getting a Spider-Boy and we are getting a Spider-Man Unlimited. Whether it'll be on the retro card or not is time to find out, but it would make sense as it is a 90s sort of cartoon of Spider-Man. So if this series did get a toy line, I guess they could have just continued with this style card back and make Spider-Man Unlimited characters, but it did all get redesigned. As a kid, I loved the Spider-Man animated show, but I never moved to this one. I never followed it across. I always just assumed as a kid that this was just like the Spider-Man equivalent of Batman Beyond, because it was sort of the same time Batman Beyond was happening. So I thought, even as a kid, I was conscious of like going, oh, Spider-Man are just copying Batman Beyond. And I just sort of ignored it. Like, I didn't really ever really watch it.
I think the designs were definitely influenced by Batman Beyond, but as well, I think the suit owes a lot to the 2099 suit, and it's weird that being Batman Beyond, they didn't just go and do Spider-Man 2099, which was, the comics existed at that point. Miguel was about, but they went with this one and kept Peter Parker. And I think Venom and Carnage crossover as well. It's set on Counter Earth basically. Yeah. With a different version of the High Evolutionary running everything, and there's all like mutated versions of all these like villains and stuff like that. And he's like, I think he's still hunting for Mary Jane, isn't he? I think that's part of the plot of the series.
Genuinely, like, I know this was from my sort of childhood, but I stopped watching it. I never watched it. I'm aware of it. I know it existed, but I never sort of got into it or watched it. Is this on Disney Plus?
Not too sure. I'm not 100% sure. I think probably, I would guess.
I'd be curious to go and watch a couple of episodes, actually, just because, see if it refreshes my memory by any means. But yeah, not something I remember well, but the costume design, I would have instantly known where that was from if you showed me, but I'm just not so familiar.
Kev says it is on Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll go back and watch some episodes. But there you go. So it's very highly likely we are getting Spider-Man Unlimited on the retro card. They could put it on the modern card, but it would be okay on the retro card. I reckon the time era is right. Moving into very, very modern characters. Now, again, this is just where me and Rich go off and speculate away again, and use it as an opportunity to talk about new things that are happening in the comics right now. And you probably have all seen that they are teasing a brand new Venom storyline kicking off, I think, at the end of the year, where Venom is now with the black and gold suit. But they haven't yet revealed who Venom is, right, Rich?
They haven't. So they've said there's 4 candidates going to be. So this new Venom hasn't debuted yet. He's debuting later this year. So they said there's 4 candidates. There's Luke Cage, Robbie Robertson, Rick Jones, or Madam Mask. So it's an eclectic mix of characters. Obviously, out of them all, Robbie Robertson has the most links to Spider-Man. But then, like, from the way he looks, from his build and everything, you would think it would be Luke Cage, and the color scheme fits. But again, Venom's it's a symbiote, so it could be on anyone. Like, Rick Jones has been a million other heroes, so why not Venom?
It could be all
Madam
4.
Mask. Madam Mask is probably the most out there of them all. But again, her mask is gold, so it does kind of fit the color scheme.
But I just don't get,
who knows?
If it was Madam Mask, why would she turn into a buff guy? Because when other females get the symbiote on them, they are more feminine in their look. So I don't understand why Madam Mask would suddenly get it and turn into a guy.
But maybe it's a disguise, or maybe the symbiote wants to carry on being a guy. Okay, it could be anything, Dan.
It's comics. I get it. I think Luke Cage. I think it's Luke Cage. I think the colour is the biggest clue. Obviously, Luke Cage synonymous with the yellow t-shirt, etc. So I think the gold and yellow, and they've teased that is more street level, right? Is a more street level Venom or something like that. So yeah. If I was a betting man, I would go, this is probably Luke Cage as Venom, because that's something they could promote and sell off. People are more familiar with Luke Cage than I think any of the other characters. So if they're trying to push this, I think it's easier for Marvel to promote this as Luke Cage is now Venom, rather than...
I think Luke Cage makes more sense from how it looks in the thing, but then from linking to Spider-Man, it would be Robbie Robertson, I think, is the one most linked to Spider-Man. Yeah. And then, his son is currently, I think Mike is saying in the comic books, he's his roommate in the comic book. So it could be, this is just a couple of issues and then his son takes over the role or something like that. So it could be something like that. Or it could just be Madam Mask out of nowhere. But then Black Widow has currently got one of the symbiotes as well. So it's like, would they give another female a symbiote? Would they give another Avenger a symbiote? There's lots going on. Read Venom and find out.
Yeah, so again, as we said, as me and Rich said, this isn't even out yet. This is a new thing that is debuting later this year. But we use this as an example to show you that Hasbro are definitely... Remember, the Hasbro are just the licensor of the Marvel property, right? So Marvel definitely have an influence over what characters are made depending on what they are trying to push in the comics at a time. And they have gave us quite modern characters via the Spider-Man waves. Like just last year we got Hallows Eve and Chasm, who both debuted just the year before. So out of all the places to get newer modern characters in the Legends line, the Spider-Man waves is usually the way it happens. So again, this is just an example of something we could see in the not too distant future, as let's be honest, it's a repaint of bodies that Hasbro have already got. So it just seems likely, that's all. Probably not as early as 2025 or as early as end of this year, but I could see it happening. If it came out, Rich, would you buy it? Does your purchasing habits go off based off if you actually like the source material, or do sometimes you just like the character design? Like, what would make you buy this?
Both, but I would get this one. And what I think they should do is like have the head behind like a little like like a mystery box.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like you wouldn't until you open it, you wouldn't know what it is.
Nice,
like
yeah.
what's in the box? Like Seven.
Yeah,
it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, that'd be really cool though, wouldn't it? To give us like you buy it without knowing the comic and they time it so the figure comes out the same week as the comic, and it'd be fun. Again, hard logistically to make that happen with distribution, blah 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 blah. But we can have fun and speculate. Next up, now something we absolutely need without any hesitation. I'm sure every single person in the chat is going to agree. Classic Madam Web. I know I could see Rich pointing, but no, let's keep it classic. And if we're talking about this retro card, then I'd love an animated style Madam Web. But to be fair, the animated style version of Madam Web was obviously heavily influenced from the comic. There's not too much of a difference. So I'd take comic Madam Web or animated Madam Web, but she needs to be sitting on a throne of some sort. So it's been a while, Rich, since we have got one of those deluxe cards. Or do you think if they gave us Madam Web, they could make it work in a regular size card? Like, how could they make this happen? Because it needs to happen.
See, that's my worry with this, is if they made it work on a regular size card, it would be the Julia version in a trench coat and glasses, which we don't want first. We need classic Cassandra Madam Web in a big throne with all her things coming off it. Like, I'd love it in a VHS. I'd love her animated look more than a comic look, because I think she's such a big part of like the later series of the animated TV show. She's almost like Spider-Man's like mentor, like telling him what
honestly,
to do.
The Secret Wars story plays out in the Spider-Man animated series and via Madam Web. Like, so she's important. We need her on the shelf.
But like this one would be good as well. I would like any version of Madam Web. Like she said, I had a figure on the Toy Biz card. It was after this classic classic card back. She's on like one of the later series with like action features, and obviously she comes with a big throne. But yeah, if they can do Kang on a throne, they should do Madam Web on a throne. Throne wave for 2025.
Yeah, we've talked about it on this channel multiple times how like thrones could be the next Riders wave, where instead of a character and a random bike, give us a character with their matching throne. There's plenty of potential out there, and Madam Web is a character that sort of you don't see her without her throne. So if you're going to display her accurately on your shelf, you sort of need her throne. So the only thing that makes me worried, Rich, is like you mentioned, there was a Madam Web movie last year, and we know that figures are sort of planned a year in advance. So maybe someone at Hasbro watched that movie last year and went, oh, let's put Madam Web in the line. Oh, let's just do, it's easier to do the modern one. Let's put the modern one. So like, that's like, don't give us the modern one. Like first, if you want to give us the modern one down the line, fine, whatever. I'm sure there's fans of it. But give us this. This is the one we want. Right?
What I'm hoping is Jesse Falcon, like shit, to be honest with you, right? He like shit in the comic books. So let's hope his taste in movies is as bad as his taste in comics. And then he will make Dakota Fanning in a Madam Web outfit from the last 2 seconds of the film. I would buy the shit out of that. I wouldn't even want this one, Dan. I would want Dakota there, staring dead-eyed on your shelf. You could reenact all the brilliant scenes from the movie. It would be amazing. Sony versus Madam Web for the win.
If that figure came out, I'd probably have to make a better movie with my iPhone and the figure in my hand.
I still can't believe that we did a Madam Web stream this year. It's like, we must be the only ones. Amazing.
Right,
Amazing.
biggest dog is
dog
saving
ever
us from a super
donated
chat.
$6
Thank
Canadian dollars. A new pinless male team buck would be a great base to do Power Pack, or maybe Doug Ramsey and Roberto da Costa for some classic New Mutants.
The biggest dog ever, thank you very much for the super chat. Friday just said a new pinless male team buck would be great base to do a Power Pack, or maybe a Doug Ramsey or a Roberto da Costa for some classic New Mutants. Yes, we desperately need some New Mutants in their classic looks. Hasbro have talked about doing some of the male New Mutants before, so surely that has to be on their radar for the near future. Power Pack would be a great shout as well. Some good suggestions there from the biggest dog, right, Rich?
Yeah, that would be a Power Pack would be great. Power Pack are well overdue. They need to be done.
That could be that again. I spoke to Dan Yoon about the option of more team box sets and completing more teams, and he did give me confidence that Hasbro are more aware of this than ever as the line gets deeper. That their team, they want to try and cut down the time it takes to complete teams.
I've been getting my Dakotas wrong as well. I've been saying Dakota Fanning, but that's Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, Dakota Fanning's from like Man on Fire, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I've been getting my Nepo babies wrong, so apologies to all the Dakotas. Dakota Johnson is the second best Dakota. The best Dakota out there is Dakota from the Strong Collectors. Shout out Strong Collectors.
God, you get them in every week. Are they like a paid sponsor? Like they just, Rich, you're slipping the Strong Collectors every week. No, shout out the Strong Collectors.
They're my Legend verse, Dan, sponsored by Strong Collectors.
No, Legend verse is off with Big Nerdy now. It's fine. Legends Verse is a good app though. Go shout out Legends Verse as always. Honestly, no complaints. I like the Legends Verse app. I use it all the time. Right, Madam Web, absolutely need her. The chat agree with us. Make it happen. If it happened on the retro card, I'd be happy. But just like Rich, if it happened, like Rich said, just make it happen anyway. Just put it in a deluxe box, put it in a VHS. At this point,
she needs instructions. If she's in a deluxe box in multiple parts, she does need to come with instructions, right? I can't do it now with stream again like this one.
Rich, Build-A-Figures used to come with instructions back in the day. Like the Mandroid Build-A-Figure, I still got those instructions somewhere. So like, take it back. Right. Let's keep going. So you can tell the pattern. We're going classic, modern, or modern, classic. And here we have a modern character, which, let's be honest, Rich, I'm not very familiar with. But just looking at it, it looks like Craven is been infused with a spider of some sort.
Yeah, Craven, like, got bit by a giant spider, slayed the giant spider, and then became a Spider-Man called Hunter Spider. But spoiler alert, never trusted Craven. So this is an alternate universe Craven where he had the power of Spider-Man. He then did a heel turn and he was actually serving I think it's the Savage Syndicate, was it? No, not the Savage Syndicate. What's it called? Mike Hex will know. The Sinister Syndicate, maybe? But it was like a collection of all the different alternate universe Sinister Six, basically.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting concept. So this obviously I was pretty confident this wasn't regular 616 Craven, but it's not something I'm familiar with. But it's a funky character design. Like it's very clearly Craven, but his attire is very spider inspired. It'd make no doubts it would make a cool looking action figure. Is it at the top of my list? No, of course not. But I'm not familiar with the source material. But I like learning via the medium of action figures, and I'm learning on today's stream and being introduced to new character design. So that actually makes me want to go and check out that sort of alternate version of the Sinister Six. Like what other characters are in that, just off the top of your head?
It's like there's an Electro Lady Octopus is in it. There's all different ones. Kev says it is the Sinister Squadron. And I know he's from Earth 31 because that's the age I am. In my head, Dan, 31.
31. It's an odd fact to remember. I remember inaccurate facts. Okay, so yeah, Spider Hunter. Would you buy it then, Rich, if it came out?
Yeah, 100%. I like alternate universes Spider-Man. Like they just announced the Moon Knight crossover for the Spider-Man Unlimited.
Do you know what?
The Spider-Man Marvel Comics Unlimited figure for this year.
We should have mentioned
that Moon Knight crossover figure. Arachnite, is it?
Let me let me find a picture of that, because we should have mentioned that at the top of the stream. It would have been made perfect sense to kick off the stream with that, considering what we're talking about today. Let me try and find an image for it. Let me just scroll for a moment, people. I'll have a look. It's there. It was basically from a variant cover, isn't it? There we go. I found it.
Was it not the Infinity Warps? Was it not from that series?
All right, there you go. This is what Rich is referring to. So, Spider-Man Unlimited, Marvel Unlimited, sorry, isn't a service we can get in the UK, unfortunately.
No.
So this, like, even if me and Rich wanted this, we couldn't get it. Rich has his ways to get these unlimited figures. Though,
there you go. Yeah, I was gonna say, get your red no word.
So Rich has his ways, but officially, via official channels, we could not get this unless it lands on like AliExpress or something. But I don't mind them doing this when it's like characters that are not essential. Like if this was Madam Web, and this was the way to get Madam Web, I'd be pissed. Like, I'd be sending some angry messages to people. But this variant costume from a variant cover, absolutely fair game. If I really wanted it, I'd just track it down. But what do you think of this, Rich? Is it something you'd try and track down?
No, it's not one I need. I mean, I think it looks good, and if it was available in shops, maybe I'd pick it up. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get it. So this is Night Spider. The chat says, not the one from Infinity Wars, which was Arachnite, I think. Okay. So there you go, Moon Knight and Spider-Man twice, but this is the version they've gone with. Like, it is a nice figure. Like, it's a simple reuse. It's not like much new sculpting. It's not like a character you need to go out of your way to get. I don't think. So yeah, I mean, this would be the perfect thing to put like those like newer characters who don't have that much development. Like what's it called? Scarlet Widow, that character. What was she called now?
Scarlet Widow.
Crimson Widow?
Red Widow.
The Red Widow, that's it. Oh, see, you forgot what her name was.
The most simplest name ever. You forgot, yeah. Yeah, so this, I think I seen MCU Collector posting that this is just basically a character design from a variant comic cover. So it's a character that hasn't even officially popped up within the comics. It doesn't really have a story. It's just a variant cover costume. It's like a crossover of Moon Knight and Spider-Man. But again,
it's nice that it's on a card back though, because usually they're just in little like plastic mailer bags.
Well, they did the yellow Daredevil in the Marvel Limited as well on card back, so it isn't new for them. But I'm very thankful it's not a retro card. Like this is a nice card back for the new era. But again, retro card is where my heart's at. So very happy it's not retro card. But I'm not mad at this at all. Like again, it's one of those where it's part of the hobby, isn't it? If there's an item you really want, it's part of the game to try and track it down. So if you're in the UK and you want it, start making friends with some Americans or Canadians, as the Canadians seem to get everything first. Give Troy a message. He loves it. He loves us in the UK. I genuinely do like Troy. He just doesn't like me. Right, let's back to our list. So there we have Hunter Spider. Let's go next. This is the one, Rich. This is the one. The Peter Parker on my shelf, you can see him there, front and center on the Spider-Man shelf. That is my mind's eye of Peter Parker. Like, I know we've had 3 live-action versions, which are all nice in their own way, but when you say the word Peter Parker to me, what pops in my head is this man right here from the animated show. And I think the Marvel Legends that we've got is a solid representation of the sort of salmon t-shirt and his shirt. But this is another iconic look from the animated show. Because let's be honest, he only really had those 2 looks unless he was wearing like a lab coat and stuff like that. So I do think, considering they've already tooled up that head and they could just reissue that head, that we are going to get this body at some point. Whether it be in the VHS, if they do more VHSs, but we are yet to get an animated, accurate Peter Parker on this card back. Peter Parker was in the original toy line. I think I've got one down there somewhere. But the way we got Peter Parker last time was the VHS. So I would like this version of Peter Parker with the accurate animated series head sculpt. As this toy line is a tribute to that animated series, we need this Peter Parker on this card. That's my claim. Hasbro, if you're listening, come on now. It just makes sense. Rich, would you buy it?
Yeah, I would buy this version of Peter Parker. I like the animated look for the character. Like, get him with like his half mask face as well, like with spider sense like shooting out of it. Yeah. Again, when we said about last year, I would have preferred this to the shirted version. I know you wanted the shirted version, but I think of this version more with the animated TV show. And I mean, Disney Shop was selling t-shirts. Jay has bought a
Jay
t-shirt
brought
of
one,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Hasbro should make a figure out of this. I think Mike Hex is probably right. The Mondo might end up doing this figure first because like they like their animated variants, and I could see them doing this version of Peter Parker quite easily.
Yeah,
So
Mondo
yeah,
scare me.
fingers crossed Hasbro will get there first.
Mondo scare me with the potential of doing Spider-Man animated series figures because I want them and they're not cheap. But here's Peter Parker from the original toy line, and again, back in the 90s, the toys never accurately represented what's on the show, but they got close. The Spider-Man line got closer than some other toy lines out there. So this is the original Peter Parker from the 90s toy line. I don't even know if he wears that jacket on the show. There may be a scene with it on. I don't know off the top of my head. I cannot remember, so don't quote me. But that was the Peter Parker we got on the original toy line. But this on the screen is what we actually got on the show. So let's get the accurate version on the show. We know Hasbro already have a very good head sculpt like this. Put it on that shirted body, put it on the retro card. Beautiful tribute, classic Peter Parker. Because the Peter Parker we do have on this card is down there somewhere. Let me see if I can actually move my camera. It's, again, an inaccurate one. There he is. So again, it's got the suit, the jacket suit, like the original card back, but it's not animated accurate Peter Parker. So, yes, please. That's what I want. If you couldn't tell, I want them all to be retro cards, but I'm well aware that's not going to be the case, which I'm fine with. I'm running out of wall space anyway. I've technically, Rich, so genuinely, right, I've started putting small figures on that wall, and I've got space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more cards. So I can fit 7 more retro cards on my wall before I run out of space. So
that's one full wave there. One more full wave.
Yes,
You're right.
yeah. So I don't mind them doing a half wave because I'm like, okay, get some new modern characters out on the modern card, but still drip feed me these classic characters. So yeah, I've still got space, Hasbro. So don't you worry. I'll buy 2 of each. That's fine. That fits your quota, right?
Maybe next year there would be like, instead of voting someone into the Who crew, who goes on Dan's wall and who comes off? You decide.
Yeah, who goes on the wall? Do you decide? Yeah. Because I'll tell you who will be off first. Bloody Webman or Negative Zone Spider-Man. Like, come on now. Terrible variants. Terrible variants. But yeah.
Zoomed in on that picture because the little zoom in logo is on there.
On this picture?
You just hovering on it, and then the little bar at the bottom was on there.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just looking. Yeah, my bad. There we go. Let's zoom in and check out Peter there. Look at that. That is Peter Parker all day long. I should have brought that shirt at the same time as Jay. I don't know why I didn't. Jay, wear it at MCM. Yeah, wear it at MCM. Right, let's all go out as Peter Parker for MCM. Let's all of us buy this t-shirt. Just go out as a pack of Peter Parkers. There you go. We could be a pack of Peter Parkers. Right, put it in the books. We'll make it happen. Next up, let's go back to the sort of more modern card. Now, Rich, before we start discussing this one, was this on those rumoured leaks that we may or may not have put out there into the universe?
Yeah, she is on the rumoured leaks that definitely did not originate from Rich Evans, 100% not.
People, because we're British, people can't tell if we're being sarcastic or dead serious. It's great. So female Electro. Now, I was reading the comics while there was a female Electro about, so I'm more familiar with her than I am of the Spider Hunter character. But she didn't replace Electro. She's in the 616. She's just a female version of Electro. I think she's related to him or the girlfriend of him or something along those lines. Do you know more details, Rich?
Yeah, so she was like a group B of supervillains.
Okay, yeah.
She kissed Electro, and it was like when he was like, his powers were like on the fritz, and he basically killed her. She got electrocuted. Her name is Francine Fry, like foreshadowing there. So yeah, she died. Jackal brought her back.
That's what I was reading. That's the clone.
This is the clone of the original Francine, and then because Electro had kissed her, some of his DNA got into her, so she came back with Electro powers. She ended up and she could absorb electricity from other electrical people. So she went to Electric, obviously, because he killed her, absorbed his powers, took it on, and then she ended up joining it was an all-female Sinister Six, led by a former Who crew member, the late departed White Rabbit, of course.
Yeah.
And then there was like Lady Octopus, female Scorpion, the female Beetle. They were all in it as well. But yeah, but she's quite a good character. She stayed around a lot more than the other ones. And I mean, it is essentially just Elektra's look, but on a female body. So why not, Dan? Why not?
Look, as I said, they made her work within the regular 616. She's not an ultimate reality version. Yeah, it was the Jackal, like the sort of modern clone saga type thing. What storyline is that? What is that storyline called officially?
It's not the Clone Saga. It's modern day.
Yeah, I know. It's like the modern clone. I just don't know how. I don't know what they called it, but it's like the modern day clone saga because all the clones are in it. Anyway, she looks. It's again, like Rich said, it's Electro on a female body. But again, it's 616. You can put her on the shelf. She would make complete sense, and it makes sense for her to be on the modern card as well. So yeah, this one seems like it's going to happen. Early 2025, people. So I hope you want it. The Clone Conspiracy. Thank you very much, comic readers in the chat. Thank you very much, Rush and Tanner. Yes, Ben Riley was the... Don't spoil it! Too late. We spoiled it. We spoiled it for everybody. It's a good story. I think I have all the single issues for that in a white box upstairs rather than the trade. Must have been 2016, 15, because that's when I was buying comics every week. Paul McCarthy says, message retracted. Good message. Right, let's keep going. Next up, back to the classic. Now, Rich, this is another one that people want, and it's also on that leak list, right? Kane.
Yeah.
Like, classic. This is classic clone saga Kane.
Classic Clone Saga Kane. I think of everyone from the 90s era, Kane in this look is the one overlooked the most. Like, we've had Kane in figure form in his Scarlet Spider, guys,
yes,
but we've never had this look. And I would say probably him. There's other like villains, like I think people have said Carrion is needed, obviously, to complete like the Maximum Carnage team. But man.
Oh wait, you froze. You're back. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Is that me or Rich people? People in the chat are liking it, though. Hit from Kev, from Damien. Cute Court says, Minimates just did him. Of course Minimates just did him. Rob Pollock probably already has him on display. St. James says hit and counter culture shout at Kenny. He says hit. Kenny will be discussing the leaks later as well on his live stream. Oh, Super Turk says it's Rich. Okay, Rich, are you there? Are you back?
I'm back, okay. I think. I've got like a 9 o'clock curse. I think everyone in the house must...
I got money in the bank.
Hang on. Mikey Moonboots is saying this with a super chat anyway. Mikey Moonboots,
Mikey Moonboots donated £9.
Thank you. Yeah, Mikey Moonboot, thank you very much for the super chat. And he sends a message out there into the universe. Bring back Spider-Man at Build-A-Figure Waves. Yeah, again, it is what I mentioned at the start of the stream. Build-A-Figure Waves of Spider-Man don't seem to be happening anymore. They seem to be moving forward with these card designs. Again, don't know why that decision was made from Hasbro. Maybe I'll have the opportunity to ask them very soon. But yeah, we shall see. Are you back, Rich? Is the 9 o'clock curse over?
Hopefully someone stopped watching Emily in Paris in the house and now I can like talk to you again. Fingers crossed.
It's all right. It's all good. You're back now. So yeah, she was saying how this is basically a big glaring gap in our Spider-Man villain sort of shelf in this character design and 90s as well.
Yeah, and this Kane, he never had a figure on this Spider-Man back in the 90s.
And it would have made sense, yeah, for sure.
It would have made sense. He's one of the most like overlooked, I think, one. And like Kane is still around in like modern day comic books. He's currently with Chasm in a miniseries going on. And yeah, it's a great design. It's very 90s in its appearance, but I think Hasbro could do a good interpretation of this, and it would be one that I would definitely pick up. And I think a lot of people would as well. I think the Clone Saga, like there's issues with it, but I think certain bits there, like Kane and Ben Reilly, are remembered fondly. So yeah, this would be a good character to get.
Yeah, for sure. If you were born in the 80s, these were the comics you were reading when you were growing up in the 90s. Do you know? So I do think that this storyline is a lot of people's favourite storyline for Spider-Man comics, and Kane is a big part of that. And we need him in his more iconic look. Like when you think Kane, this is the look you think of, not the sort of Scarlet Spider one that we have. That's the sort of zombified one with the claws sticking out, right?
Yeah.
Goes for a pretty penny on the aftermarket, that one.
Mike Heck said he was in a BJ's box set. Did you know you can get BJ's in a box set? All the graphics, all the dinners I've been buying, Dad. You could just got him in a box set. BJ's in a box set. How lucky is Mike Heck and all of our American friends over there?
No wonder it was sold out quick then. You know what I mean? It makes sense. That's how you sell something. BJ's in a box set.
BJ's in a box set.
Z-Man says, I think an overlooked character that needs to be done. A spider, Man Spider, and the Cat. Yes, Man Spider is a big one. I know Jay's Toy Collection UK would also agree with you there. And Tanner says, we have a Spider-Man related show. Bets on the Spider-Man character I want not being a choice in this. Very disappointed. He's talking about evil Turkish Spider-Man. That's why. No, spoiler alert, Tanner. Evil Turkish Spider-Man is not in our lists for today. But he's in our
Tanner, Tanner should team up with Damien, and they can both just write horrible comments to me afterwards, like every week. I'll be there for him. Can't wait.
Look, there's always characters we miss, but let's be honest. The Evil Turkish Spider-Man is a niche character. Not to Tanner, of course, but it's a niche character. Super Scroll says, by God, it's got to be Kane. Yes, it is. It's Kane. His brother, The Undertaker, will not be in the wave to join him, unfortunately. But the Kane is absolutely something we need. And it seems like we're going to be getting, based off the rumours out there that Rich started. Earthx Venom. He didn't start them, really. Or did he? Earthx Venom. I don't know nothing about this, Rich. Take it away.
This is the character I want. She's only on this list because I want her a lot. Oh, okay. I love Earthx. It's a massively underrated series. No figures from it, I think. There's like Captain America they could do. There's like Thor's they could do. Machine Man. Lots of different looks for different figures.
What is it?
It is, so Alex Ross, Jim Krueger, and originally John Paul Leon do like an interpretation of like the Marvel Universe, like if everyone like aged up normally. So it's all like older versions of the characters. The Inhumans, Terrigen Mist comes, takes over the Earth. It's kind of like a dark not dystopian, like, but just like a darker version, more gritty version of the Marvel Universe. And Mayday, who is the daughter of Mary Jane and Peter Parker, she gets powers and then eventually becomes Venom. She gets the Venom symbiote, but she can kind of control the Venom symbiote, so she's not a bad Venom. Although Mary Jane is dead in it, so she doesn't really listen to Peter, and stuff happens. It's honestly a really great read. I'm massively underselling it. Highly recommend the original Earthx series. It gets a bit bonkers as it goes on. Yeah, like Ninja Shinobi says, it is very much like Kingdom Come of the Marvel Universe, but it's a great series. A lot of like interesting looks by Alex Ross. So like this version of Venom being like Mayday. I think Dark Devil as well. There's like a version of like Daredevil and Ghost Rider together. That would be an amazing figure as well. Lots of like different things that they could do. Captain America's got like the flag draped around him. Like Logan is like an old, like fat version of himself, like with Jean Grey and like a sexless marriage. But yeah, it's just like it's a really good read. Highly recommend it.
I'm just trying to find a quick image of some of the characters.
They did do a figure of this, like Mike Heck says in the chat. It was like a mail away through Toy Fair from the Toy Biz days. So they did do a Mayday Venom.
Yeah, maybe we could do an Earthx stream in the future then if there's some cool costume designs. Yeah, Peter Parker is just a fat guy, I think, in it, from what I've just seen. People are confused from Z-Man. He says the cat. I assume Black Cat, but he's not. He's on about someone else, I think. I don't know who the cat is.
The original cat, Black Cat's father, I think that's in that he's on about.
Is that who you're on about, Z-Man? Clarify for us, Z-Man. Send me a picture and I'll show it on screen because you have confused our audience and also me. But Earthx would make sense on this sort of modern card then, Rich, right?
Yeah, because it's not really 90s enough. I mean, it could do with its own, it could have its own line or box set or something. But yeah, I think maybe on the modern day card, even though it's not that modern, that's where I would put it. And I just want a Mayday figure, Dad. So I slotted it into this stream.
Yeah, you're the
Apologies to Turkish Spider-Man and whatever Damien picked as well. She's here instead because I made the stream, not you.
Yeah, look, that's what happens when you're in charge. Rich is the super producer, super co-host. He can do what he wants. Compulsive Collector says, I would love to see Hasbro do a full Earth X wave so I can spend more money on classified. Oh, that was actually a dig. That was actually a dig, a sneaky hidden dig at Hasbro. Bravo, John, bravo. Yes, he said it was the Black Cat's dad. Black Cat's dad, the cat. The old man who is a burglar. I just tried to Google it, but I cannot find an image of him. So you'll have to send me one. Oh, hang on.
He's just in a suit. A man with a beard. White beard.
Is it that? Is it him? Is it that guy?
Must be that guy.
Is it that guy, Z-Man? Is that what you desperately want in figure form? Very toyetic guy. Very toy. You're a customizer, Z-Man. You could probably make that now in Marvel Legends. All right, let's go back to the list. And is that our 10, Rich? Is that our 10? Oh no.
No, that's not our 10. Come on, keep going.
No, it's not. Because there's no way, Rich. There's no way we could end the stream talking about Spider-Man on some type of card, whether it be modern or the retro card, without talking about Chameleon. Of course we have saved the best till last. In my mind, it is animated Chameleon. Come on, people, this has to happen. I've been willing it into the universe. It didn't even need me willing it into the universe because it is one of those glaring gaps in the toy line. I've got him here somewhere. Let me find him real quick. I like showing these off when I have the opportunity to. Where is it? Is it here? There he is. I've got him. Here he is. The original retro carded Chameleon, and he was one of the characters that was released on this card back that is actually in the design from the animated show. Now, sometimes they take liberties, but this one is unique to the animated show, and the figure is accurate to the show. And as a little kid, that's perfect. That is exactly what you want to play with. It's the figures from the source material you are watching. And for whatever reason, we have not got him in the Marvel Legends line. It makes perfect sense. He's a fun character to have as well because you can have a few random interchangeable heads. Mike Hex mentioned earlier about getting the Bagley Venom head as an interchangeable one. But there he is on the classic card from the 90s, 1995. I was 7 years old when I got these figures because I definitely had these while the show was out. And
you kept them in the card all that time.
All that time. I never even played with them, Rich. I just kept them in storage. No, of course, these are ones I've had to rebuy. And they're not easy to find on the aftermarket in the UK in nice condition. Trust me, I've been tracking these down for most of the year because I thought my mind was rich. If the Spider-Man animated retro cards are like one of my center points in my display, then it only makes sense that I also have the original cards that they are paying tribute to in my collection. So I backtracked to get some of them, and there's, again, Hasbro have done most of them, like genuinely done most of them, but we don't have Chameleon. So Rich, this was also on those leaked lists, right?
But it didn't say what version of Chameleon it was. It could be modern day Chameleon in a business suit on a modern day card.
They would break my heart. They would break my heart. Honestly, like, don't get me wrong, Chameleon, the last time we got Chameleon was in, and I know I've talked about it a lot, people, but again, this could be someone's first show, all right? Bear with me, all right? We got Chameleon last in the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave in 2015, all right? This is potentially going to be the first wave of 2025, so that would be a decade since we even got the character in Marvel Legends form, and it's on the old suited body with the gammy legs, so let's be honest, that Chameleon's a little bit outdated in the current Marvel Legends aesthetic. Now, granted, this costume design is very particular from the animated show, but that's what this card back is all about. It's a tribute to that toy line, to that show. We need to make it happen. And it's also an opportunity to throw in some fun heads. Who have you threw in here?
Robbie Robertson, Peter Parker, and Felicia Hardy.
Oh, I take a Felicia Hardy as well. Absolutely. But again, you could put any of the heads in there. Give us, I've always said, if you're going to put some interchangeable heads, make it characters that you don't have the confidence to give us a full figure. Like, give us something to customize or kit bash or just something a little bit more fun. Chameleon on the retro card, I've genuinely, like, because I've been on about this for a long time, I thought the way they would give us Chameleon was on a VHS. I don't know why, I just thought, because I want it so badly on a retro card, I thought the way we'd get it is on a VHS. But it seems like they may be leaning retro card, so Come on, Rich, give me some hope. Is it this, or is it going to be the modern Chameleon in his sort of pajamas?
I can't see them not putting Chameleon on a retro card. 'Cause like you said, it is the one missing. But it's just, will they go with this look or will they go with like comic book version of Chameleon? That's the thing. Because like they haven't really done but no, they have. They have done animated versions. Like Black Cat is the animated version.
They
on
went
the
back
card.
and repainted like what is it? Scorpion, Lizard.
Yeah.
They've Sandman. They've gone back and give us animated looks for the characters for sure. That is a frustrating thing. Like, I'm well aware, and people mention it in my on my videos all the time. Like the animated, like the retro cards are a bit all over the place in regards to some of the characters on the retro card were in the show, some weren't in the show, some of them are in the accurate designs from the show, some of them are not. Like, there isn't really any cohesiveness on the retro cards apart from the actual card itself. So I'm a sucker for that card. That's what's nostalgic. So that's why I'm picking up everybody anyway. But like a character like this, who was in the original toy line, who was in the actual show, like, needs to be on the retro card. And it's a character we haven't had for nearly a decade now in the line itself. The version that people think we may get, I'm just trying to throw up a picture for people. It could be
Sonyverse from the Craven movie. Craven Wave.
It could be something like this. Like, and don't get me wrong, a version of Chameleon like this in the Legends line would be good. Like, give us a mask that he can hold, like he peels off, like as an interchangeable hand or a accessory or something like. I think it would. Like, I'm not saying I don't want this. I'd like this, but again, you'd break my heart if you gave us this first over this. That's all I'm saying. And I know that's selfish. I can only speak for myself. My name's not Alexi. But like, which would you prefer? Like, honestly, Rich, just for your selfish own reasons, like, which would you prefer? Animated Chameleon or a nice update of a comic Chameleon?
Animated Chameleon, just because I think once you've got that head,
it'll make your friend Dan happy.
Yeah, and Chameleon could be anyone. Like, once you've got that head, you can put it on anyone else's. Like, it can, or the body, put any head on it.
In the show, it's just the bout. He's like, it literally make that bout removable, and then you can have some fun with pictures and ACBA or displaying or whatever. It needs to happen for sure.
It's not that hard to do as well. Like, the body, they could like kind of use that red skull kind of thing, but just put new shoulders on it. Like, that's all it needs, really, you know.
It's about the colorway, isn't it? Like, give us the accurate colors. You've got the pinless bodies now. Just make it happen. Hugo in the chat says, "Hey everybody, great stream tonight. Some characters I would love are Big Wheel." Clearly Damien's in his ear about that one. Shout out Damien. Man Wolf, Chameleon, of course, on screen. Silver Sable, and of course, Man Spider. Silver Sable we have, but never on a retro card. Man Spider would be worthy of a deluxe retro card. I do think I would also like a Man Spider. Again, a nice story arc within the animated show is about the six-armed Spider-Man, and he turns into the Man Spider. So I would absolutely take that. He was also a character on the original card back in the toy line as well. So Man Spider does make complete sense. Let me end the poll that we currently have up in the chat, Rich, right? And let's see if the chat break my heart. Right, so... Let me end the poll. So the poll ends with the question that we asked earlier about the Professor X Warlord. Would you have preferred it in the gold and purple or the silver and black? 64% of you would have preferred it in the gold and purple. So Hasbro got it wrong, according to the community on tonight's live stream at least. So I'm ending the poll right there. I'm going to start a new poll, Rich. I'm going to ask the community that are watching live tonight, what version of Chameleon do we want? Okay, what version of Chameleon do we want? And I'll go smoking jacket, or animated. Let's see. Right, if you are all watching this stream, you know the right answer to this, all right? For the love of God, don't disappoint me, all right? I always say there's no wrong answers, of course, but don't disappoint me. The poll is now live. What version of Chameleon do we want in the Marvel Legends line, all right? Quite simply, animated style to match the glorious retro card. He was in the animated show. He was on the original toy line. Glaring gap in the the amount of figures I've got cover a bloody wall in my house, and we don't have Chameleon is criminal. But would you prefer the smoking jacket? Like, there's another look. Let me look for another look in the comics, actually. There's this look where he's sort of sat in a wall, like with loads of characters' heads and stuff. I know that's from a particular cover or a variant cover, but I think the smoker's jacket, I think, is more comic vibes. But either way, I think it's fair to say that an update for Chameleon is absolutely needed. But what is the community's preference? Okay, thankfully, Rich, the chat are playing along with me tonight. 62% so far say animated, because I would have ended the stream like very abruptly. Not even lying to you. Yeah, I would have ended the stream abruptly. 62% say animated, but again, there's a big percentage out there that don't give a shit about the animated, and that's fair. Again, that's fair. I can only speak for myself, but I do think, just looking at the line subjectively as well, the Chameleon, no one can argue that Chameleon is clearly a gap within the retro toy line. We literally have all of the Insidious 6, apart from Chameleon, from that animated show. And Rich, you found it easier to open and deal with Warlord there, Rich?
It was much easier.
Much easier.
There we go. I've ripped that open.
Yeah, you made a mess of that. Bloody hell! I was just like,
in the bin, Dan. You can't keep them in the bin.
I slice it open. Right, let's read some comments there to end the stream here. So there you go. They were our 10 picks. So let's see what Rich's let's get Rich's top 2. Okay, so pick a modern card, Rich, and a classic card. Where if you could absolutely make one of them happen, which would they be? An absolute classic and an absolute modern. Who would it be?
So obviously Madam Web. It's got to be Madam Web, hasn't it, for classic for me. And then, I know, sorry, I'm just going with my like basic female characters, but Earth X Venom would be the one that I would want more than any other.
Yeah. No, I wasn't aware you're such a big fan, but
look at Charles living his best life. Look at that.
Look at that. that face awkwardly suits the body for some random reason. Okay, and for me, Chameleon is obviously my. Chameleon is clearly my choice for the retro card. However, I would take every retro card here. Let's just recap. Chameleon on the retro card. Kane on the retro card. Peter Parker on the retro card. Madam Web on the retro card. Like, give me them all. I want them all. But if I had to pick one, Chameleon would be at the top. But I would take absolutely all of them. And then in regards to modern, I think I would go with the Ultimate Spider-Man. Just because it's got that 90s flavour. Oh no, that's on the classic card, isn't it? Modern. I need a modern character. Maybe the female Electra, because I've read the story. I know where she's come from. Yeah, let's do that. Out of today's list, that's what we'll go for. So there you go, people. That was it. So far, Chameleon is still winning in the poll. Thankfully, 61% say animated. You would have voted animated, right, Rich?
Yeah, animated. I did vote animated. I clicked on animated. Good, definitely. Yeah, animated. There we go.
Gary Ace has got to go back to work. Have a great stream, guys. Thank you very much, Gary A. He voted animated. Great choice. Vulture is also a need, says Z-Man. Oh, Vulture, you say. Vulture, you say. Maybe. That would be a good choice.
He's not on anyone's leaked list as well. Like, where could Vulture be, Dan?
No idea. But yeah, Z-Man, you're right. Vulture would be a good choice, but maybe there's a reason he wasn't on our list today. Maybe. The thing is, because
I don't even know what you're on about now. I'm just completely lost at this point. I'm like, okay.
He flew away. He's gone. Greg Finstad, shout out Greg, says Kane, Chameleon, and Madam Web are must-gets. I agree. Hasbro, are you listening? All right? Make it happen. These are must-gets in the Legends line. And I would spend money on them all. You got me down for 2 if they're on a retro card.
Kev said Weapon 8 would be a great Spider figure variant. It's where Peter Parker joins like the Weapon X program. That was going to be my pick over the Craven Spider-Man, but I couldn't find a good image of it to like clip with a full body, and I couldn't be bothered editing one together. So that's why we got Craven Hunter Spider instead.
Is that,
But
is
yeah,
that where he looks like Cyclops?
yeah, it's kind of like he's got like the bionic legs and he's got like a visor because he's got like six eyes underneath it. Yeah, that's it.
That looks like Cyclops turned into Iron Spider.
So it is Peter Parker as part of the Weapon X program. He's Weapon 8.
Interesting. It still looks like Cyclops as the Iron Spider, but but there you go. It's an interesting character design for sure. All right, cool. All right, nice one, people. Well, again, fun stream as always. We appreciate your participation tonight. I'm just going to end the poll really quickly, Rich, before I curse myself, right? So Animate Chameleon won. There you go. Hasbro, hope you're listening. We want an Animate Chameleon. Make it happen for the love of God. Thank you very much in advance. Always a fun stream. Thank you very much, as always, to Rich for putting the graphics together.
I hope they announce this wave at MCM this year, and then they come along and it's like, and it's not the one you want. I'm just going to record your face, Dan. I'm just going to record your face while we sit there.
They're going to need security at the booth because I will be swinging, honestly. Like, what the hell? Whose decision? Come on, Hasbro. Don't be idiots now. Anyway, thank you very much, Rich, for putting the graphics together tonight. Always fun to discuss both classic and those modern characters. As there's no escaping it, it's quite obvious they're going to continue doing that mix, and I'm fine with it. I've got 7 spaces, so keep trickling them out, and I'm good for the retro cards. We are going to be continuing this conversation over on the bonus show. So if you want to come and tell us what you think should be a classic and a modern character on a retro card or card back, then come and join us on the after show. That's what the topic will be tonight. Come and jump on, and you can tell us yourself the character you would pick to be on the classic card and on the modern card in the Spider-Man wave for 2025, all right? And if you just want to watch an extra half an hour of content and not be on the stream, then become a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe and you can just watch. You don't have to jump on, but you can if you want to. The option is yours. But if you are at the Members Club tier, you know the score. Legends and Liquor is back. We're kicking off September with a Legends and Liquor. 1st of September, this coming Sunday, Legends and Liquor returns. We've got one now. This one will be the pre-Hasbro PulseCon one, and then the next one will be after Hasbro PulseCon, all right? So come and join us for Legend and Liquor this Saturday, which, Rich, we're going to go off to the after show. Any final words from you?
Just that if you are looking for someone to help with the flat pack, I will now be available. My new service will be starting soon on Craigslist and Facebook groups. Anything you need assembling, I can do it. Just give me like a month or two and I can put that table together for you.
What's funny is that people are not going to see that as soon as this stream ends, that just falls apart and crumbles in your hand. Like, people are going to miss that part.
This chewing gum holding it all together, Dan. That's why I'm not chewing anymore.
The glue on his desk there. But shout out to everyone getting involved in the chat like always. You know I appreciate you, right? We're going to go off to the bonus show. We appreciate the support as always. Let me know in the comments below if you have watched this on the replay, what modern character and classic character you would want on that retro card and a modern card back as well. Let me know in the comments below. And
let us know what channels you saw that our fake leak lists got to. Who got it? Who reported the news?
There's a reason I didn't do a leaked video. Right, let's get out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I will put my Warlord review over there. It turns out he should have been purple and gold. Oh, well, not the one we got. Enjoy. And then go and watch probably Venom. I'll put Venom over there, all right? But there's plenty of stuff on the channel. Go and check it all out. And if you like long-form content, check out the Legends and Liga playlist, and you'll be busy for the next 3 years. There's a lot of hours there. Bye-bye.